In this Fynzo Survey review, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about this software. If you have any questions, please be sure to comment them down below, and I'll also be sure to leave a discounted link down there so you can always get your money's worth for Fynzo Survey. Fynzo Survey is a streamlined software that makes the process of creating surveys easier than ever. Now this is what you should see once you first log into the software, or if you're first signing up and just entering it, this is exactly what you should see. So this is pretty much the whole workspace of the software. Personally, I think it has a really great layout and it's very simplistic, so it's easy for beginners to read, but it's also got a lot of cool, powerful tools to go ahead and make surveys in case you're a professional as well. On the left hand side, we've got this little navigation bar, which we've got surveys and templates to go ahead and go through throughout this review. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into each feature, and throughout the review I'm going to dive deeper into each feature, showing exactly what this software has to offer. So this is exactly what it is. It's a survey tool which pretty much helps you make surveys online easier than ever. So I'm going to go ahead and just go through this kind of dashboard section really quick, and then I'll jump into actually creating surveys and showing the templates. So right here we have the dashboard pretty much, where you can see how many surveys you've made, how many questions you have, how many responses you have, and then how many integrations you've actually integrated within your surveys. So as you can see here, we have no surveys right now because again we haven't created any yet, but if you want to go ahead and create a survey, you have to just jump over to the right hand side here, create a survey, and click that blue button. Once you've clicked it, it should take you to this page where you can pretty much start creating your survey by naming your form or survey name. So I just went ahead and named it reviews, and then once we click submit, it should then go ahead and create us, or pretty much take us to the next page of creating our survey. If we go back to this page where we created it, we can now see that it is created in our survey section, the title, how many questions and responses, and then when it was last updated. If we jump back into creating another one, you can see that there's a ton of different templates, a huge variety of templates for you to use. Personally, I really love this feature, since you can go ahead and if you're not an amazing template or amazing kind of survey creator, you can go ahead and use some that the software pretty much provides. So you can go ahead and go through all restaurant surveys, hotel surveys, automobile, events, retail, etc. There's a huge variety to choose from, and again, I personally love that feature. I love when softwares like this actually give a huge variety to any beginners, again, that don't know exactly what they're doing and they just kind of need a little bit of help. So go through these in your own time, see which one pretty much suits you or correlates with whatever survey you want to go ahead and do, but then you can go ahead and jump next into the submit section. So back at the surveys, I'm going to go ahead and jump back into the one we created, the review survey, and again it takes us to this section where we can start actually creating pretty much the layout and the questions of our survey or form. So we've got form create, form design, form settings, response notifications, and report scheduling. Pretty much all of the creation and customization and the settings of how this form will look and work. Take your time to go through this, make sure it actually suits you and your needs, but we're going to go ahead and just skim through some of these really quickly. So the form create section is pretty much the main section where you can go ahead and actually make the questions that you desire on your form. Personally, I really like this because it's very simple and straightforward to go ahead and make your questions, and it's not very complicated for any beginners that need to go ahead and create questions fast. Again, I personally love it when softwares actually go ahead and save yourself a lot of time. So to easily add a new question, you can see right here it says add new question, or you can also add a new one up here and rearrange your questions as well. So if we click add new question, it opens up our question page where we can type out our question, add the choices, and we can also select the type of question right here through, again, a huge variety of different options. Again, this software is so powerful because of the variety. A lot of form softwares only offer a kind of handful of variety of templates and questions in terms of actually creating your form. This software offers a huge variety and a lot to actually go through, so you can go ahead and spend a lot of time looking at what correlates to your form. So I'm going to go ahead and just stick with the multiple choice question, and I'm going to go ahead and write a question out right here and put in some choices as well. And there you go, as simple as that. In under a couple of minutes, I went ahead and created our first question for our survey. Very straightforward, again, very easy, which is a feature I personally really love. Like I've said, it's just very minimalistic and simple to actually create your question. You put in your question, put in your choices. You can add your choices right here. As you can see, I added a third one. You can also add bulk choices, add some kind of settings like choice and other, or whether they are required, and that's pretty much it. Once you're happy with it, click submit, and in a couple of seconds, there you go. Our choice or our question has been submitted to our form. Now you can pretty much follow the process of that over and over again, which we'll do for one more question, but that's how easy and simple it is to go ahead and create questions. So if we click add another new question, it takes us back to this page, and we'll go ahead and click a different one this time. So let's go with a checkbox. So there you go, I went ahead and wrote in another question. Very simple, took me a couple of seconds. What is the better color, red or blue? Pretty much simple as that. As you can see, it is now a checkbox question. And again, we'll go ahead and just make this required for the sake of this review, kind of changing up the settings a bit. Click submit, and then we should have, in under a couple of seconds, there you go, our second question. Very simple, very fast, and pretty much the easiest way to go ahead and create forms out there. Personally, absolutely love this section. Again, I just love how much it saves yourself time. So next we can go ahead and also design the form, like I said before, pretty much then customize it to your own way. So we can see the preview on the right hand side here, our questions that we went ahead and put in. This is the first one, and we can also go ahead and change the theme, colors, etc., and the text sizes and colors, etc. So we're going to go ahead and just change the answer colors. Let's go ahead and make this red, and then I'm also going to go ahead and make the button color red as well. And then if we click submit and apply, there you go, we now have our colors of our form pretty much red. Very easy, again, very straightforward to go ahead and do this. You can also add background images, header text, header logo. So if you're doing this in terms of an organization or a company or for your brand or business, you can go ahead and put in your own company colors, logos, background images, etc. It's all up to you. Again, another huge feature that I personally really love, because not a lot of forms actually give customizations, and this one definitely does. So you can also save your themes if you want to. Again, if you maybe want to come back to certain themes for certain kind of forms, you can save them right here, and it's as easy as that. Just obviously title them, and now we have our reviews theme ready to be used again and again. So you can also change the form settings. Again, pretty much something you want to go ahead and go through, whether certain things are active, locations, etc. Something you want to actually dive deep into and spend a bit of time on. And then same with your response notifications. You can also go ahead and add response notifications to your forms. So you can go ahead and name it whether you want to go ahead and get notified when someone completes your form, and you can choose whether you want to go ahead and get notified on your email or etc. As you can see, you've got the emails right here. Once you're happy with how you're going to get notified, click submit, and you now have your notification where when someone completes your form, you get notified very easily in your favorite way. And that's pretty much it for the actual form creation section. Once you're happy with that, you can move next on to the integration section, where we can then integrate how this form is going to actually be used. So you can integrate Google Sheets, Analytics, Zapier, Slack, or MailChimp, where you can go ahead, if you have accounts for them, you can integrate them personally, but we're going to go ahead and go with Google Sheets. Next, moving on to the share section. Now this is a huge section of your pretty much survey creation. You want to actually make sure people can actually pretty much use your form, make sure they do it, and actually get to it in general. So it gives you a link that you can go ahead and share or copy. It also gives you a QR code, which is a cool feature if you want to go ahead and use your QR code through that way. And it gives you an embed section where you can embed it into your website and pretty much have your form in your own website. So 3 different main sections where you can go ahead and choose. You can use 1, 2, or all 3, pretty much up to you on how you want to go ahead and share it through different types of social medias with different types of links. And finally, on to your results section. Once you are on your results section, you can see your responses. Now obviously, because this is a review, we don't have any responses yet, but it's very easy to see your responses once they start coming through. You can see it as a chart here, map, crosstab, etc. Different types of filtering systems from the date and other things like that up here. And then your responses would show up here in this main section. Very easy to read, very easy to go ahead and manage. I personally love the results section just because of how easy it looks, how you can read it. Very great. Overall, the whole process of actually creating your form is really easy. Now again, if we go back to the survey section, as you can see, we now got 2 questions up here, 1 survey, and it pretty much updates our software depending on how many surveys and questions you've actually done. Same with your responses. Very easy to read again for any beginners, but also really powerful for any professionals to go ahead and use the tools of this software. So I'm also going to go ahead and finish off on the templates and pretty much show what some of the templates look like, as we saw earlier. So as we saw, we can go on different ones like restaurants, hotel resorts, etc. And on the right hand side is what they actually look like once you use them in your survey, like we could have done earlier. So we can use them all pretty much here. You can see the restaurant one, or if we could just click the hotel and resort, you can see a hotel and resort kind of feedback form here. If we previewed it, you can see it then opens up this page where we can actually start our hotel survey, or pretty much use or preview the form that uses. Start survey, and it's pretty much designed in the way that you can either design your own or use this template in your own in the future. Go ahead, go through these questions, etc. Very easy process. This is just showing exactly what you can get your surveys up to in due time. So you can also go ahead and fill in them however you need, and then if you're happy with it, go ahead and use that template. And there you go, that is it for the Fynzo Survey software review. Overall, I think this is a huge, powerful software for going ahead and creating the best and easiest way surveys online. I think it's absolutely powerful. The tools that you can use and the variety of templates you can use is insane, and I personally love those features. Would I recommend this to anyone? Yes, I absolutely would. Anyone who needs to create surveys online, definitely the software I would recommend if they ever needed to do that. Again, I love how simplistic it is, how straightforward it is, how easy it is, and just the variety of templates and things you can go ahead and use within the survey software. And finally, would I use this myself? Absolutely, no doubt about it. I would definitely use this software myself if I ever needed to create surveys online. Overall, 10 out of 10 software, and I would use it again. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.